Hey, and welcome back for another video. This one's gonna be on 13 tips on walkie etiquette on a film set. I mean, I get it. There is no rule book to coming onto a set. No one hands you something and says this is how it works. You just gotta figure it out sometimes. So I'm gonna let you know. Number one, never lose it. It actually costs a fair bit of money. Some of them are like $500. Some of them are $1,000. Plus, it'll be on the TAD, the training assistant director. She's in charge, or he is in charge, of looking after all of the rentals, all of the walkie rentals. So if you lose one, it also goes on their head. So it's not a good thing to do. Don't lose it. Number two, when you first get your walkie, you're going to want to turn it on. Should be on channel 1, or turn it to channel 1 and say Walkie Check. Once it's clear, there's no one talking, so you're not talking over someone. You say Walkie Check and you wait for someone on channel 1 to go good check, so you know you're good to go. All set. Number 3, having a headset. Now, it is very important when you plug in your headset that you have your walkie turned off before you plug it in. Otherwise, this will cause, if you keep it on and plug it in, being cued. And this is so not something that you want. So being cued means it'll be plugged in and your speaker will be turned on, which means it is recording whatever you say until you turn it off and restart it. So sometimes people don't know this, plug it in, and then now someone, the TAD, us, locations, whatever, is running around trying to find the person who left it on, and we're hearing whatever they're saying. Sometimes it's not good. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's been people caught in the middle of saying some rude things. So always be careful to turn it off, plug it in, then turn it back on if you have a headset. 4, getting the correct headset. I mean, I know there's a lot out there. There's, you can go on Amazon or you can Google search it. Just make sure you get the right one. There should be 2 pegs that you plug into the side of the walkie. One for the speaker and one for you to hear it yourself. So it'll hook up to your mic like this. Number 5, places and positions to put your walkie. So when you have a vest on, if you're a PA and you have a vest on and you leave it here, a vest is not very sturdy. It's, cheap, and it'll just fall down and pull everything else with it. So make sure when you're preparing for the day or whatever, you have like a good pair of pants where it's got like some pockets where you can clip it in, so you still have a wire, going up your shirt, can hook up your headset, or, a different type of shirt. Some people just clip it to their sweater or anything like that. That's good and not good. Like if you're in studio and it's open like that, they probably won't allow you or put you outside or something. So be aware of that, especially if you're wearing, like, for women, tights and leggings and stuff like that. It sometimes isn't gonna clip, or it'll pull your leggings down. So just think of that. It's a little bit heavier than your phone, so just be aware it'll pull it down. It's quite heavy, so be prepared for that. What I would suggest you do is have a good pair of pants with lots of pockets. You can put Sharpies, a pocket knife, or anything else in there, your phone, and everything will be nice and secure, and you won't be worried about things falling off or things being pulled down. Being prepared for the day. Number 6, if you're requesting someone, let's say your boss or the on-set key or something like that, and you're at your spot, how do you do that? You make sure you know their name. Let's just say Stacy, and you make sure you call them to your show's specific chat channel. Usually that is 2 on a default, but make sure you know it's different on every show. So for example, it'll be, I'm going to use this as an example and just go, hey, Stacy, locations, go to. You flick it to channel 2 and wait for them to come. If they don't come, call them again on channel 1. Number 7, getting used to all the Walkie Talk. Some people don't know and have been asking me. Regular Walkie Talk is like 10-1, copy that, hold the roll and stuff like that. So 10-1, if you ask someone, hey, I need to go 10-1, that means you need to go to the bathroom or need to go pee, what have you. Copy is pretty much okay. So if someone requests for you to do something, hey, can you go stand by this door, copy that. Back to 1 is literally what it says. So when you take someone to channel 2 or channel 3, whichever one, and you're at the end of your conversation, you say, okay, copy that, you say back to 1, which is a friendly reminder to take someone back to channel 1, because if you stay there, some people forget and you're still on 2, and now you're missing calls on channel 1. So it's just a friendly reminder. Make sure they go back to 2 and yourself, or 2, go back to 2. Make sure you go back to 1 and they go back to 1. What's your 20? What's your 20 pretty much means where are you? They want to know specifically your area. Don't just say, oh, I'm over here. Don't do that. Come on. Say, I'm over here in the corner next to set number 2. This is next to me, just in case they don't know. If you're spread out on location and there's tons of PAs that day or something like that, be more specific. It'll help them out and yourself get across way quicker. Locking it up. Locking it up means the exact same thing as standing by. So when you hear the first AD on the radio saying, okay, stand by is like, okay, start to lock it up, which means if you're holding people on a sidewalk, you need to start holding people on a sidewalk because they're about to go. They're standing by to go. This is when you're like, okay, just, talk nicely to the humans and be like, hey, I'm sorry, can you wait 1 or 2 minutes? Some of them don't. You usually don't have permission to physically stop them, but that is what standby means. Or if you're TCPing and you have to stop cars, that's when you have to start stopping cars. Holding the roll. Holding the roll means we're still rolling. However, there is a technicality or something is happening that can be solved very quickly. If the first AD yells, hold the roll, you still yell out, hold the roll, to let everybody know that we're holding if you need to run somewhere or let a couple people go. It's usually costumes or makeup or even just camera, just trying to fix something little very quickly. And then he'll say, okay, now we're rolling. Spell off. It sounds very weird. When I first got in the industry and I heard, oh, spell off, I'm like, excuse me? But no, spell off means you want a break, pretty much. Can I get a spell off? Can I, it's a very vague way of saying, I just need someone to take over my spot. I need to go do something really quick or something like that, right? Most of these words will be the words that you're yelling out. That's why they are said on the walkie, coming from the first AD. So if it's rolling, you're going to be yelling rolling. Cuts, you're going to be rolling cuts. Hold the roll. All these things you're going to be yelling out so that when you yell it, the crew knows to hold the work or hold the roll or whatever we're doing. They're aware of it because you are pronouncing it and you are yelling it out to them. Number 8, pay attention. You are given a walkie for a specific reason of any requests that come to you, you have to respond to them. That is one of your jobs. If your name gets called and you don't respond and one of your employers have to come and find you and say, why are you not answering? That is not a good look for you, especially when you have a walkie. You have the choice to turn it up, your volume, or get a headset and put it in. But if you start getting into the bad habit of never answering and someone always has to find you, this is not good for being called back again. Number 9, calling other departments. So there's about 10 channels on a walkie, and almost every single one is given to a department. More or less, a couple is left over. So if you're away from set or whatever and you need to call a different department, whether that's to move their vehicle or get them to move some of their stash, what have you, you can switch to their specific department. Sometimes they don't tell you, and it's better if you ask your employer or your on-set key which channels are specific departments. So you can just flick to 3, for example, and get the grips to move some of their stash because it's in the way or something like that. But do it politely because you're coming onto their channel and that is their home. So if they're still talking, don't interrupt them. They have a job to do just like you. Be very polite. Say, hey, can we do this? Blah, 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 blah. You have to remember we are all a team. Let's act like a team. Number 10, always put the walkie request first. So you could be in a conversation with someone right now, like I could be talking to someone and you still have your earbuds in or your earpiece in. If you ignore this and continue the conversation, it's not good. You're there to work. You have to remember this. Yeah, it might be rude in the middle of a conversation, but they know. If they're working with you, they should know. So you just politely go, hey, just give me a second. Let me answer this. Because like I said, again, you don't want your ALM or any of your bosses coming up to you and saying, how come you're not answering your walkie? this is not a good quality to have. So make sure any requests that come, whether that's your name or anything else, make sure you are answering. Number 11, if it starts beeping, you are dying. So every single walkie, whether it's any type of brand, it'll alert you with a sound. Sometimes it's a couple beeps, sometimes it's like a musical sound. If you hear that, that usually means you're dying. Best way to get a new battery where, and not in COVID times, you would find the training assistant director, the TAD, and she or he usually carries a whole bunch of hot bricks or good batteries around their waist and give them and trade you them. However, now in COVID times, I believe that you just stay in your department, so I would let your onset key know, your van driver know that, hey, I'm dying, do you have any extra batteries? So everything stays in your department and it's not going everywhere else and possibly spreading. You know what I mean? Number 12. Keep your ears open, specifically if you hear someone describing what you are wearing. Usually the first AD, if you're just a day call, will describe what you're wearing if you're in the shot. So the best thing to do to prevent that is always know where the camera is facing, or always keep getting updates from your onset. If they are not doing that, make sure you are paying attention and you're not just standing there like a bump on a log. And last but not least, 13, being wrapped. So if you got confirmation that you've been wrapped, that is awesome, but you're probably really tired. Do not forget to give back your walkie so that they can charge it overnight. And also so that you don't take it home and don't lose it like the very first thing that I said. Also, when you hand it back to them, make sure you just turn it off. It helps them in the end because they're collecting however many walkies at the end of the day. If you help them and you turn it off during the night, they won't be woken up in case someone's on the same channel and wants to talk at midnight. They won't be woken up. I mean, it is on them too for not checking, but it helps them out because everyone's tired. They just want to go home, right? Yay, we did it! So to let you guys know as well, I created a Redbubble account that I am super stoked on. Go check it out. We got shirts, we got cups, we got masks, get your mask. We got all different types of things. And if you know Redbubble, you already know what they offer. If you don't, go check it out. I'll put it down below. Would be much appreciated. If you got any value out of this, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you would like to see more of these, please consider subscribing. I would really love it. And if you do, comment down below and I will thank you personally. Thank you so much. And also thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.